You know, the word someday might be the most dangerous word in any language. Not because it sounds so scary, but because it sounds so safe. Someday is the perfect hiding place for all the things we're too busy, too tired, too scared to do today. But here's the truth. Someday is a lie, and it's not just one lie, it's a whole bunch of them. So today I want to walk through the 5 lies that we all tell ourselves about someday and give you some ideas of things you can do today to change that. So, lie number 1, I'll have more time later. Let's be honest, when has life ever gotten less busy? We love to imagine that the future will be calmer, will be simpler, we'll have more time, things will be easier. But the Romans, they saw it differently. They looked at it as every sunrise being a withdrawal from that bank of days that you had, a withdrawal from an account. They had a word for it in Latin. It was called memento mori. Translates roughly to remember you will die. It sounds a bit grim, but it's a good reminder. It's something we don't like to think about. We've only got a fixed amount of time on this earth, and every day it gets one day shorter. Seneca, a philosopher I talked about before, noticed the same thing in his day. People will be super thrifty and real spendthrifts on counting out their money and making sure they don't overpay for a basket of apples or whatever, but yet they'll freely spend their time wasting it on something totally trivial, as if they had an infinite amount of it. And we do the same thing now. Today is no different than it was 2,000 some years ago when he made that observation. The truth of it, you won't have more time later. You'll just have less of it. So lie number 2. This is another one we tell ourselves all the time. I'll start when I'm more motivated, when I'm more disciplined and more prepared. Future me will be ready to take this on. But here's the danger. Future you is not your safety net. Future you is going to have the same responsibilities or more or different responsibilities. You're going to have new problems, different problems, maybe less energy, maybe less health. The clarity you might feel today on what it is you want to do someday might be gone tomorrow, that clarity. So when you say, okay, someday I'll start, you're betting that tomorrow will be easier than today. And buddy, I think that's a bad bet. All right, so lie number 3 that we tell ourselves is waiting won't cost me anything. We think that postponing puts things on hold, but it doesn't. It costs us something. The Stoics practiced what they called negative visualization. They'd picture losing their health, losing a loved one, and not to be gloomy, but to sharpen their priorities. You know, you think about loss like that, suddenly you start thinking about, you know what, how should I spend a little bit of my time today? So try this exercise. Imagine, if you will, that somehow you found out today is the last day you would be able to speak to your parents, speak to a sibling, or speak to a close friend. How would that change your priorities? How would you spend your time today? You know, that stings. That stings a little bit, but that sting is the sound of someday colliding with reality. Waiting always costs us something. May not always see it right away, but unfortunately becomes real clear in hindsight. So every delay is a trade, and most of the time we're trading something precious for nothing at all. All right, so lie number 4. Someday means I have a plan. Well, that can sound convincing. I'll get to it someday. But someday is not a plan. It's an excuse dressed up in fancy clothes. If you can't answer the question, well, okay, when exactly will you get around to this? Then you don't have a plan. You've just kicked it down the road a little bit. And in the meantime, that window of opportunity is closing. Think about it. The job posting closes before you applied for it. The friend you've been meaning to call moves away. Your kids grow up faster than you imagined they would. That's a guarantee, speaking from experience. The window to act is always smaller than what we expect. Someday isn't a plan. You're kicking the can down the road. And so the last one I'll talk about is probably the cruelest lie of all. There'll always be another chance. You'll always get another shot. But you and I know that is not always true. Some doors don't reopen. Some people aren't around forever. Well, nobody's around forever. Some seasons of life never circle back. Your health may not be as good as what it is right now. Every choice to postpone something is the choice to prioritize something else. Maybe that's a good choice, or maybe the choice to play another round on the video game or browse through a few more Facebook feeds. Is that a priority over the other thing that you say, well, I really should call so-and-so? So think of it this way. Someday is a vote about how you'll spend the rest of your life. The good news is you don't have to keep lying to yourself. You can start today. But these lies about someday are easy to believe. We've all told them to ourselves, but the truth is we only get one chance at this. We only get one today, and what we spend it on matters. So here's my challenge to you. Before the day ends, try taking a shot at one of the things that you've been putting off to someday. Write that email to a friend, make that phone call, give your spouse an extra hug, tell your kids you love them, tell your grandkids you love them, whatever it might be. Don't wait for the perfect time, because the perfect time is right now. May never be a better time. What's one someday that you're willing to stop postponing? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. Everybody's got something. Everybody's got something that they've been postponing till someday. So thank you very much for spending a few of these precious moments of yours with me. So remember, someday isn't a plan, but today is a gift. So spend it wisely.